Ciao, I'm Kate Portanova, your host, Italy Experience Guide, and lifelong lover of all things Florence. This podcast is your ticket to discovering the authentic side of Florence and Italy, one story, one dish, and one piazza at a time. Whether you're dreaming of sipping espresso in a bustling cafe, wandering cobblestone streets filled with history, or connecting with locals to experience La Vera Italia, you're in the right place. Join me as I share my journey of living, breathing, and embracing Florence's beauty, culture, and charm. Along the way, we'll explore slow travel, cultural immersion, and the simple joys of Italian life, with plenty of insider tips and heartfelt stories to inspire your next adventure. So grab your cappuccino, before noon, of course, and let's dive into the magic of Florence together. Hello. Ciao. It has been so long since I recorded an episode, and I apologize for that. 2024 has been a year of incredible growth when it comes to just being in this moment with my clients, with my collaborators, my friends, my family, and I really just didn't know what to tell you after our September retreat in Tuscany, because it was amazing. I'm gonna just start with just like a brief synopsis of how I feel in this moment now that we're in 2025. I feel the push and the perseverance that's within me that this is going to be another great growing year for Truly Italy. And I want to bring you, my listeners, content and stories and travel advice, travel tips that are valid for your upcoming trip and that will help you to really immerse yourself in culture and with the people. And that is my goal going forward, to bring you that content. If it's not, a trip with me, but I want you to really appreciate and explore, and I'm going to keep saying the word, fully immerse into being in the Italian culture, which is something that a lot of people aren't able to do. So yeah, that's my goal. And my other goal is to build Truly Italy into a brand where you think authentic experiences, slow travel, and local gatherings, like being with locals, conversing with them, enjoying their company, enjoying their food, their wine, all the things. Because as Claudia perfectly said in my video by my dear, dear friend Patrick, it's a beautiful way to slow down when you come on one of our trips, because you don't have to lift a finger. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to say. A few things we're going to talk about in this episode. It's mostly a recap of my year with Truly Italy and the things that we've done. And then I'd love to get feedback, because I see that I've grown a little bit with followers, and I really, really appreciate everybody that's listening, even if it's been really not consistent in the last 3 months, 4 months. But I appreciate you, and I really would like more engagement from you. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about, having this knowledge and experience for over 20 years living in Italy, I want to give you that, and I want to be of service to you. So I will give you some contact information at the end of this episode if you wanted to connect with me, because I do want your feedback. I really, really do. Okay. So few things we're going to talk about today, I'm going to just do a recap of what I've accomplished this past year. And then moving forward, some of the ideas and the analytics I looked at my podcasts of the episodes that you guys really liked or you re-listened to, or I want to tap into that and see if these are things that you'd like to listen to more. So yeah, 2024, we had 2 retreats. We did our first yoga retreat, and those of you that know me, the very first Truly Italy retreat was supposed to be a yoga retreat in 2020. And I'm really happy that didn't happen because I don't think I was ready for it, because Melissa from Yin Yang Yoga and Pilates, she executed with me and her husband Nick a beautiful retreat for her clients in May. And it proved to me that having a team is so helpful. so helpful. We were a team with Stefano as our cook and our driver, and it was amazing. And I'm grateful for those people that tried our first retreat together. And going into 2026, I believe we're going to start planning another one. So yeah, so I'm really, really excited about that. We did a great job. It was exhausting, but it was also just a great way to see how people react and interact with people that they never thought they'd meet. One of the guests, Jan, gave such a great testimonial that said just like she felt like family when we were in this house together, this villa. And she felt like family when she went to these restaurants because these Italians were so happy to like see us. And yeah, so it was like an amazing, eye-opening, like, we got this. Like, this is a great way to travel. This is a great way to unwind and do yoga, meditation. Like, we had all the things. So yeah, I'm like flabbergasted on how so amazing it was. Probably flabbergasted is not the right word, but so before that, and I was going to go in order. I never go in order. If you've listened to my episode, September was the most exciting trip for me because I had my dear friend Patrick and my dearest friend Kelsey with me to document the essence of our Truly Italy retreats. Patrick coming from Germany, I was connected by a friend of a friend. He was so helpful, so amazing that week. And he had never been to Italy. And it was a great way for him to see it for the first time. And he captured it beautifully. If you haven't seen my video on my homepage, go watch it. It's not even 3 minutes long. And he did an amazing job that every time I look at it and I watch it, I just burst into like happy tears because this is exactly what he captured, is exactly what you'll experience when you come with us. Kelsey and Patrick paired up and did photography for both. Like, one half of it was Kelsey and one half of it was Patrick with the video. And they did amazing. I have these professional photos now, and I have Patrick on retainer because I want him to come on every one of our trips because it's just like amazing to like just see and feel the emotion that all of my guests with all their testimonials gave. And again, it just brought me to tears. And I appreciate all of those guests, all of those people that became friends. They were friends and now they're family. We had an amazing time. And I'm very, very happy I invested in photography and video because that's how you can really show what we do here. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go to my homepage. I put it all over my socials if you're not following me, but go to my homepage if you're not on the socials. So those are the 2 retreats we did, and it was amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was grueling and tiring, but the other thing that I noticed is like I need my team. I need a team. And that's what I'm working on going forward, is finding a team to support me, to assist me, to guide me and just be there. Because one person corralling 6 people, even though 6 people are like, Katie, it's not a lot of people. No, everybody has a different personality. Everybody has it's a lot. And I am grateful for the people that were on both of my trips because they all supported me in every which way. And it showed me as the business owner, like, I can do this. I just need to find the right team around me. Yeah. So the other trip that I was working really hard on this year is our Blue Zone trip, which is a sailing trip that was going to happen this May. And me and Vincent, which I'll tell you about in a second, we decided that we're going to push it off. I need to do more marketing on it. I need to build it up more. I need to find the right people that like to sleep on boats. But Truly Blue sailing trip was another dream of mine because one, I have never been to Sardinia, and Vincent being a expert expert captain, not skipper. I'd be the skipper. He and I connected through LinkedIn, and I immediately had this amazing feeling about him. And I'm really, really excited to what's to come as we collaborate and design a new trip coming into either 2026 or 2027. I'm trying to decide when. We are going to decide when it's the best time, especially when we have enough time, ample time to market it and bring people to bring people's awareness to the fact that this is not like a 3-hour tour going away from the shore. Like, we're close to the shore. We see the shore all the time. We're really we eat on land every night. There's a lot to do with that. So if you were like, oh my God, I really like that, it wasn't the right time for me, hang tight. We're going to find the right time and get on my email list if you're not already, so I can give you all that information when it comes to fruition and we have concrete dates. So stay tuned. So Vincent, he's from the Netherlands. I met him, like I said, on LinkedIn. He is I've never met him in person, but I've said that I don't know if Vincent listens, but like I have this feeling about him. I really, really, really want this trip to happen, and he the same, because we've been working really hard the past, I want to say 9 months, because we met in April, and I really, really want this to work, and he's the same. So anyway, I'm gonna now talk about transitioning to my ideas for the podcast. So I have a lot of analytics that say you guys want to know about Florence highlights, Florence travel tips, anything to do with Florence, Tuscany, those types of things. A lot of those episodes were listened to multiple times. And I know that's what you want. So I'm going to give you some other types of travel tips, advice, guidance when it comes to traveling in Florence, things to visit in Florence, excursions maybe near Florence and Tuscany, and then eventually branching out to maybe even other regions once I get more intel and stuff like that I want to share with you. So these are some of the ideas that I have. The ones that I know for sure that people are listening to are the curiosities of Florence. And if you don't know what they are, if you go to my website and go to my blog, the curiosities of Florence, there's like there's a bunch of them that I've written about, and I get it from this book that I've had for years about these hidden things that are all through the streets of Florence that have a story of something written on a building or of something something in the cobblestones. Like, there's a story behind it, and stories of street names and all these things. So if these things are really cool, because those of us that like to explore and like get lost like me, you can do this without even paid a cent to a museum. You could just go follow these like guidelines of mine and street names and stuff like that, and you can see where the actual event happened in these places. So I've written a few, I want to say probably at least 10 blog posts about this, but I've also talked about it on the podcast. So that's one of the other ideas that I have. So it gives you like a lot of insight of the history of Florence, the Medici, and all the other families that grew up and became famous in Florence. And then simply, I love talking about Florence, and I could talk about it all day long. And I was thinking of just doing little mini episodes of like the history of Florence, like little mini tidbits. I know our attention spans have shortened a lot since I started this podcast. So, like little things that I know about Florence that maybe you don't know, and things that you could visit, either a museum or a house of Galileo, like I don't know, something like that. But if there's other things, those are the 3 ideas I have. Actually, I didn't tell you the third. The one that I was just thinking about before I hit record was local artists in Florence. Like everybody's always wanting to buy like leather or like jewelry or something like that. But a lot of times when you arrive in Florence, you don't know where to go because there's a lot of touristy shops that you get drawn into because they like bring you in like, hey, come here, we got the best deal. Like, but you really don't know where the true artisans are because those aren't the people on the street going, come on in, buy my really crappy stuff because it's not real. They're the ones inside their shops actually working on their craft. So I have an episode in mind for that because I have a lot of friends that are artisans and that are the ones that are sitting there making their bags from scratch, making their clothes from scratch, making their tea, making their jewelry, making all the things. So yeah, so those types of like really authentic things. I'm not going to send you to touristy places. Hands up in the air. If you've listened to me thus far, you know I'm not going to take you to the touristy sections of Florence or any other city. I'm going to take you to the places that are very unique, that have heart, that have a story, that have that bring you ease and joy, because you know and you see and you feel the love in each craft and each piece of material that is made by these artisans. That it's pure and it's full of love and it's full of joy. Yeah. So I would love some feedback. Love some feedback, guys, because I'm hoping I put in my vision board. I'm going to try to do 2 episodes a month, every other week, to give you little tidbits here and there, and see how it goes. So I'm going to give you my email, and then I'm going to give you my email. If you don't follow me on the socials, you could follow me at Truly Italy, Truly _Italy on Instagram, Truly Italy Tours on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, I'm on there too. So you can find me under Katie Portanova and just send me a message there. And my email I'm going to give you is trulyitalytours@gmail.com. Okay. And send me any questions. You're like, Katie, I'd love to hear about why the Medici are so powerful. I don't know. Because you don't want to read about it. You want somebody to tell you about it. Yeah, I could read up on the Medici. That'll be fine. Or any other things that you have in mind about traveling. Any other travel tips like, Katie, when's the best time to go? What about the trains? Are they safe? Like I get these questions all the time. And the buses, are they reliable? The trams? Like, again, I'm focusing on Florence, but I could also help you out with other things throughout Italy. But Florence is my home sweet home, where my heart is. Like I said, my heart is still in the cobblestones in Florence. But yeah. Okay, allora, I'm going to end it again. I really like this ending for me. Buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you really soon. I promise. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the heart of Florence and beyond. I hope today's episode has inspired you to slow down, embrace authentic travel, and connect with the beauty of Italian culture. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the magic of Florence and me with your fellow travelers. Until next time, remember, the best way to travel is slowly. Ciao for now. See you in the next episode.